Hi, my name is Isaac, and this is a poem called Hearing Problems. I've seen them all disappear. All my friends giving up their lives to sex, drugs, and beer. There's a lack of reason for hope in their lives, and yet still something within them seems to thrive. They've made the choice to quell God's voice while I strive to hear and to listen, and yet still all I feel is lost and confused. It's like my strength has been used and my trust abused. I feel like a sailor in a ship lost at sea with nothing left but a knife and some T3s. I'm trying so very hard to follow God's calling, but it's very hard when He's the only one calling me. No place to stay except a place that wants to send you away or lead you astray. Make a choice, they cry, and I reply, can't you hear God's voice? And all I get is, well, that's just not practical. So now I find myself in an ever-shrinking bubble trying to avoid trouble, but it's oh so hard when He's the only one calling me. All I can think about is the people who've left and gone astray, taking their own paths, saying, hey, this must be the way. They're only living for themselves, and God sits in the Bible on their shelf waiting while His desires grow dusty and cold in the darkest recesses of their mind. My, oh my. I really do not want that to be me, because as far as I can see, Jesus said, come, follow me, and a fully alive disciple is all I want to be. I used to struggle with the verse about hating your own family, but lately I've come to see that I really hate what my family wants for me to be successful, safe, and happy. I don't understand where all this depression is coming from, but one thing I understand is that it's really hard to live in this land and still follow God's calling when He's the only one calling me. I want to remain faithful, but then my old friend Mr. Doubt comes along and rears his head. His favorite time to come along is late at night when I'm trying to go to bed. He says that I've been led astray and that Jesus is not the only way, and I always say, yes, you're right. He's not. But the rest are lies, and as John Foreman oh so graciously once said, the water keeps on falling from my eyes. I've read all the verses about God's provision and how He gives gifts to those who keep His kingdom the number one priority in all of their decisions, but honestly in this small town it's hard to make a living and still feel like you're living. This doubt and worry hurts because the devil often flirts with my imagination, shouting things like, what if you fail? Or what if you're wrong? Or what if you don't even have the words to finish this song? See, I wish I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me, but honestly lately it hasn't felt like Christ's been doing much of anything for me. But I still believe that Christ has much more than just a plan for me. It's just that sometimes it's really hard to see. Because it's really hard to follow God's calling when He's the only one calling.